So when theater makers are preparing or rehearsing a production, a play, they need to take into account the type of stage they will be using. So that is the performing space. And this is so because each type of stage interacts in different ways with the audience. And because of this, the type of stage will highly influence how a production or how a play is made. So how it will influence the style of the production. And from the part of the audience can expect a different experience based on the type of stage being used by the performers, by the theater makers. So let's have a look at the most popular types of stage. First of all, we have what it's called the proscenium stage. So the proscenium stage is characterized for having a proscenium arch that divides the audience from the world of the play. So another key feature of this type of stage is that the audience, they are all facing in the same direction. So they are watching the play from only one side of the theater. So this creates what is called a distancing effect. So the audience feels more distant, so feels more separate from the action of the play, and thus this type of staging is good for when you need that the audience or for the audience to merely observe more than interact somehow with the action or with the word of the play. So therefore, because of this type of stage is the preferable one when trying to produce a realistic or a naturalistic play. Also, it is a great type of stage for musicals. So most of Broadway musicals use this type of staging, and this is because it allows for visual spectacle to happen, because you can conceal the machinery or whatever it's needed for all that great fantastical spectacle and special effects. All that's needed can be concealed in the wings or backstage. So when you see a proscenium type of theater that doesn't actually have the arch that separates the audience from the world of the play, it is usually called an end-on staging. So another key thing, or another thing you may observe in this type of theater, is that some of them have what it's called an apron. So this is just an extra performing space that goes beyond the curtain, so beyond the frame or the arch, the proscenium arch. And this allows, if used, this allows for the performers to get closer to the audience. So this is an ideal spot for a narrator. So he engages more with the audience. So remember that the closer you are to the audience, the more emphasis as a performer you will get. Then we have what it's called the thrust stage. So this is a really good type of staging stage. And this type of stage has a back wall, and then the stage just runs into the audience. So the key thing here is that we have the audience on three sides, seated on three sides of the stage. But and this helps create a more intimate atmosphere, and the audience also feels closer to the action. So and the great thing about this type of stage is that it has a back wall. So it has the intimacy of having the audience close and having the audience watching what's happening from three sides. But it also has a back wall that allows for larger scenery or for a cyclorama or a backdrop to be put there and better express or better communicate the setting of the play. So because do notice that because the audience is watching from three sides, you cannot use large scenery in the stage, in this section of the stage, because it will block the sidelines of the audience and at one of the sides. Similarly, the actors, they will need to, most probably, they will need to move a lot, trying to face all parts of the audience. So, and it will be inevitable for performers to not give their backs, not turn their backs to the audience. So, because it's impossible, it's three sides. So, but this is a really good staging area, and it allows for a lot. So actually in Shakespeare times, it was ideal for the asides and the soliloquies. So they will try to cover the entire audience when expressing what that character is feeling or wants to communicate.